Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your Lughnasadh reading. Lughnasadh is one of the 4 points in the Celtic Wheel of the Year, along with Beltane, Samhain, and Imbolc. And so it is the first harvest festival, and it's a cool story. Definitely look into it. The myth of Lu, the Celtic sun god, sort of sun god adjacent. And this reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or chart ruler. If you're not sure what your chart ruler is or your other signs, definitely go look it up. So a chart ruler would be where you have the most amount of placements in a sign. So for instance, I'm a Virgo, but my chart ruler is Leo. So I have the most placements in Leo of all of the zodiac signs. And there's also things you can look into, like what your elemental makeup is, you know, how many fire, how many earth do you have in your chart, that kind of thing. And so it's, yeah, it's pretty cool to look into. But for this reading, I wanted to pull some cards based on the collective reading and just clarify a little bit of where we're trying too hard. So that would be the card here represented for you with the Knight of Pentacles. So Virgo, the Knight of Pentacles reversed is, it's like when it's just stopped moving. There's no movement. So this to me feels like where you're trying too hard to not move. You're trying too hard to be in one place. This is very interesting because it's very similar to the Leo reading in some senses, in some ways. And if you were watching the Leo reading, you'll notice we got the same card here. But this is a different kind of not moving. This is a stuck. This is a freeze. Perhaps you've been trying too hard to hold the coin. So this for me feels like a job. It feels like work. It feels like or a home, like something that isn't working. You are holding on to it for money or for stability or for the sake of proving to yourself that you are capable of holding it. Like there's this, it's very stubborn kind of energy. I feel like Virgo being fairly analytic, you probably have arguments with yourself about this, arguing yourself in and out. So I am seeing that you are overemphasizing the staying in one place sort of energy, and that's clarified by the Six of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so yeah, like you're stopping your flow. You're stopping the flow of energy. If you are an earth sign, you are an earth sign, or you have this prominently in your chart. And keep in mind when you're looking at these readings based on your different zodiac signs, you know, for instance, like if you're looking at this reading and you're Virgo in Venus, you might want to be thinking about how this relates to your love life. Or how this relates to beauty or aesthetic or, you know, the Venetian things. If you're looking at this and this is your Mercury, that's maybe you're closer to your thoughts, like being stuck. If it's your Sun, it can be sort of all areas of personality. Anyway, so with the Six of Pentacles reversed, there is an abundance or an energy that of material that is not moving. Like as long as this Knight of Pentacles, like before the Knight of Pentacles was moving slowly and he kind of trods along. I'm going to turn this upright because it's just weird to look at images upside down. But the Knight of Pentacles is like a slow moving, like, oh my gosh, it's so boring. Well, I mean, not to everyone. Some people really like this dependable kind of energy, but this is where dependability gets stuck. And then the flow of generosity. So maybe part of your Virgo acts of service are part of your bag, right? That's what, makes you feel good. And so what acts of service have you stopped? Or perhaps you're in a situation where you're not close to friends or you're not close to family, so you're not cooking for anyone, or you're not giving people rides or whatever. Like, everybody has their own version of that. Wise counsel perhaps is your thing. But this is actually affecting the way that money flows in and out. So from a career perspective, though you may be earning steadily or incrementally, and this is not financial advice whatsoever, it's just a call to shift your perspective, that you believing you are stuck or you behaving as though you are stuck is sticking. And so this is a reminder that if you start to give, if you start to spend, if you start to enter into that flow, it will flow. And this may be just a little hiccup. Like, I don't know that this is a long-term thing here, this being stuck. I think it was probably slow moving, and I think that there was probably a flow, and then it just kind of got stuck, like, when something gets stuck in a wheel. And then with the Nine of Cups, this is where you're not trying hard enough. And the Nine of Cups is cultivating your happiness, essentially your I don't hate it, but like self-love and self-care. I want a new way to speak about it, I feel, but let's just put it there. So there's all of these beautiful cups to enjoy, the fruits of your labor even, and a kind of emotional fulfillment, or some of the wishes and dreams you've had have been fulfilled, but this stuck situation makes it so that you can't necessarily enjoy that. So just be careful there. And with the King of Swords clarifying, this is very much like being in your head about things, and you've mastered that. I think that's something that you need to know. You've mastered setting up the board. I don't know if you've watched other videos of mine, but I like to think of the king as being the person who knows how to set up a chessboard and to play the winning game. And sometimes you can be a king who sets up a board that's not right for you. And so you think that you didn't win, but you did. It's just that you won at the wrong game, or you won the wrong game, sort of thing. And I feel like that's maybe where you're at this time, but wishes have come true. So when you tap into that energy, where is that taking you? Perhaps you had some goals in the past, some material goals or work goals. And with this wish fulfillment, you've transitioned into a different kind of energy. So are those goals even appropriate for you anymore? And I think this is, from the collective reading, it seems like it's a time to just really stop trying. And the Nine of Cups being here tells you that. Stop trying. Like, this is, go swim in the water, go enjoy, even just a drink of water on a hot day, and how beautiful that feels. And then we have from the Lammas deck, wheat and grains, number 44. You reap what you sow. Good fortune is on its way. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So again, look, she's sitting and just kind of, her eyes are closed. She's feeling, she's sensing here with her hair in the wind. There's, and I feel like you do know this, there's harvest, the harvest is coming. You don't have to stay put. You don't have to hide. You don't have to be afraid. It may be a little bit here, sort of like, what is it? Like, there's this kind of like foreign energy. And this is me projecting my feelings about mushrooms. Like, they're kind of creepy, right? Like, they're not animals, and they're not really plants, and they like breathe. with their it's just like they're weird, but they're also something that can make, you know, can make impossible things happen. And I feel like that's what's kind of hiding for you here around Lughnasadh, is there's something you cannot possibly calculate or perceive. You can only feel your way into it and through it. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. I wish you all the best and happy birthday season upcoming. Take care.